Good morning, YouTube. It's been a while since I've made a video, so I figured I'd throw one up. I was watching YouTube the other day, and I'm going to make this one a video response to Kriezstoff, who was talking about motorcycle safety in the States. I live in Rhode Island, and it's pretty well known that people around here can't drive for shit in the first place. So as far as motorcycle safety goes, you can pretty much assume that there's plenty of people around here on bikes that can't drive for shit either. Now, as far as the course is concerned, I mean, alright, well, let's start off. You do need to have a regular driver's license before you can take the MSF course. You have to go through 2 lectures. Now, when I did it, they were 4-hour classes. Sit in the classroom, go through all the book work and stuff like that. Nowadays, there are 2 classes. One is 3.5 hours. The other is 3 hours. So you got 6.5 hours there of just book work over 2 days. It's not one day. They break it up into 2 days. Then you spend, I believe they do it over the course of 2 weekends. So the first weekend will be lecture work. The second weekend is supposed to be strictly riding. And those consist of 2 5-hour days. Now, in the 10 hours that you spend sitting on a bike, first you'll learn, the basics of your controls, how to walk the bike, how to, friction control, how to, place your feet on the pegs once the bike starts rolling. I mean, they really break it down into the basics when it comes to your first 5-hour class. You really won't be doing a lot of maneuvering or, actual riding per se. Your second class will be, if I remember correctly when I did it, it was about 3 hours of doing your quick stop, your figure 8s, going around the cones. They do a quick decision maneuver. Now, I don't know how they do it in other states, but I know here, one of the instructors is pretty brazen. He's got some big balls. Because what they do is, he'll stand there, and they tell you to drive straight at this guy. Now, keep in mind, you're supposed to get into second gear doing about 20 miles per hour, okay? And at the last second, he'll tell you whether he wants you to go left, right, or stop. Now, I'm sorry, when you're teaching a class to a bunch of people who, a lot of them have never been on a bike, let alone had to make a decision, to that effect, I don't think I'd be standing there waiting for the last second to tell a person whether or not to go left, right, or stop. I mean, that's just, again, this guy's got some big balls. Okay, so that's one of the tests that they make you do. And obviously all of this is incorporated into your final road test, as they put it. Now, I know Roadcraft of Nottingham has touched on this one, and I've gone back and forth with him. He's a really good guy, and I would love to take some of his classes just because he's so skilled. But I know here in Rhode Island, you never actually get on the fucking road. You take this cheese dick course, which now, like I said, nowadays is 16 and a half hours total. And you do all these maneuvers, and then, obviously it's on a point system or whatever, and they tell you whether or not you pass or fail. Now, once you pass, they hand you a permit. You have to hold the permit for 30 days, and you're allowed to go riding. Now, just like it is here with the regular driver's license, automobile license, you still have to have a certified rider with you. But there's no actual go out on the road and learn how to drive in traffic on your motorcycle as part of the test, which I think is completely ridiculous. It's one thing to ride around in a parking lot in a controlled environment and, get the feel for the bike. Now keep in mind, all your tests are taken on like Honda Rebel 250s. Okay, so you're not, let's face it, for those of us that ride, we all know that, a Ninja 250 or a Rebel 250, and be it that they're great starter bikes. I have nothing against the 250, don't get me wrong. But, this is what you're learning on. And you and I both know that people will get their permit or get their license and run right out and buy a 600 or buy a leader bike because they think they look really cool, or because they know they're really fast. Oh well, I rode a 250, it can't be much different. Yeah, well, it is, people. But anyway, getting back to the topic, there's absolutely no real life driving as part of the test, which again I think is completely ridiculous because it doesn't really prepare you to be on the road. You're in a controlled environment, which is a parking lot that's about the size of 4 football fields. There's nothing coming at you. You don't deal with any of this. Yeah, that was a nice squid moment, wasn't it? But, again, you have to have your permit, and you have to have a license, technically, to ride your bike. The people that you do see on, YouTube that live in the States riding without a license, I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, so don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that it's pretty much required that you at least have your permit in order to be on the road. So, Chris, when you think that, Americans are crazy for riding without a permit, well, yeah, they are. I don't condone it. Obviously, if you're off-roading, that's one thing. But when you're on the road, it's completely ridiculous if you don't have the proper training in order to be on the road. You're not only going to hurt yourself, but you're going to hurt somebody else. And, that's one of those, if If you hurt yourself and you've never been through the class, well then, in my opinion, you're too stupid to live anyway, so do us the favor and reduce your gene pool. So that's pretty much my touch on it. If anybody else wants to comment to what I've said, feel free to leave a comment. Check out my other videos too while I'm at it. So I'd like to build up my subscriber base a little bit, because not for nothing, having 4 people watch my videos is cool, but I would love to see more people checking out my stuff. I'll try to get more videos up in the future, and I do promise to do a walk around of my bike here pretty soon. I know I've been slacking on it, but real life's been pretty busy. Tough to get to things, that are hobbies. So until then, everybody, you have a beautiful day. It's going to be a nice sunny one today here, so I'm going to try to enjoy it even though I'm going to work. Alright guys, have a good one.